Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Fitz TV here, aka Agent Lauren 33, back with another video on the channel for you guys today. And today we got some more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero to discuss, and we're gonna do something pretty fun. First off, I want to give a big shout out to the D Gilbis _ on Twitter. Basically what he did, and a couple other people are doing this now too. Now that we know, it was confirmed in the last trailer for Sparking Zero that we'll have 165 characters at least in the base game. So there's people out there now that are making up their own mock rosters of what they think will be the final roster of characters. And of course, it's extremely difficult to do because we don't know, right, like what series are going to be featured. We don't know what characters are going to be cut that were in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, since Sparking Zero is a direct sequel to BT3. There's a lot of questions. We don't know if the GT characters will be in the base game or if they'll be DLC. Like, there's a lot that we don't know right now. So it is hard to make these mock character rosters, but it's also fun at the same time. So before we get into it, this is the roster that we have so far. So altogether, after the trailer we got from the Goku and Vegeta's Rivals trailer, we have 40 characters so far confirmed out of the 165 character slots that have been given to us. So 40 characters, so 24 Goku Vegetas have been confirmed so far. And there's still more because, you know, obviously we expect Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution to be in there, right? You know, you can't forget about fusions, right? Gogeta and Vegito, Kid Goku, you know, Daima, and of course the GT form. So, you know, that's just 24 Gokus and Vegetas from DBZ and DBS, right? You know, including all the other series and the other forms that have not been revealed yet. You know, we could have around 40 different versions of Goku Vegeta, you know, and that would, if that is true, that ends up happening. That's already like a fifth of the roster. So 20% of the roster itself would just be Gokus and Vegetas. One thing to note also is this is from the official Dragon Ball Sparking Zero Japanese site, so we got it translated into English. And one interesting thing of note is Broly here, right? It's not classified as Broly from DBS. It's just classified straight as Broly. So I don't know if, like, going forward, they're just going to refer to DBS Broly as Broly because he's, like, the main Broly in the timeline, right? He's the canon Broly. And then if, like, DBZ Broly will be given a different name, you know, like movie DBZ Broly or whatever. You know, and the thing about it is, we don't even know if DBZ Broly will be in the base game. I expect him to be in the base game along with many other movie characters, but we don't know, right? Another quick thing to note, right? Android 17, he's referred to as Super Android 17, so there will be an Android 17 from DBZ. Same thing with Trunks. Even though the way it's translated is weird, clearly you could tell this is Trunks from Super from the Goku Black Arc, and then of course Trunks from DBZ. And then last thing to note before we get into the mock roster, Frieza over here. This Frieza is referred to as Frieza from DBS. So seems like we'll be getting different versions of Frieza, right? Frieza from Super, which will have, you know, Golden Frieza in his final form, because that's the only two forms he uses in Super, right? Like I said, we don't expect manga characters to appear in the base game, so don't expect Moro or Granola or, you know, Ultra Ego Vegeta or like Black Frieza in the base game, right? That will probably come a couple years from now, whenever, you know, we get those arcs animated officially. And like, who knows when that could be. So yeah, so we will be getting a couple different versions of Frieza, you know, a Frieza from DBS and a version of Frieza from DBZ. So keep that in mind when we're thinking about how many slots some of these characters are going to take up. You know, we talk so much about Goku and Vegeta taking up like 24 to 40 slots. Like a character like Trunks, you know, from DBZ and DBS, that could be 5-6 slots right there. And Frieza with all his forms from DBZ and then his DBS forms, you know, that could be 6, 7 slots right there. So it's 165 characters when you include all the transformations. So like I said, here is the mock roster that Gilbis made. Like I said, we have no idea what the official roster will actually look like. So what I'm gonna do, I'm in Canva right now, and basically we're gonna go through this, and I'm gonna X out some of the characters that I don't think will be in the base game. I'm gonna say this right now. I do believe there will be characters from Budokai Tenkaichi 3 that will not be in the base game of Sparking Zero. I know that for a fact. Because when you think about the super characters, right, that are going to be added, like the Goku Blacks and the Keflas and the Jirens and the Topos, right, and etc., there was 161 characters in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. There's 165 characters confirmed for Sparking Zero, right, in the base game. So you're definitely, when you include all of the super characters, and there's a pretty good amount of them, right, you're going to have to cut some characters that were in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and maybe those characters that get cut will eventually return in DLC or something like that. But I am expecting there to be some cuts from the original Budokai Tenkaichi 3 roster. Because if they brought back everybody that was in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, right, including what we already have confirmed for the new Goku and Vegeta characters, right, with their super forms, there would be almost no spots for new super characters. So so I'm expecting unfortunately some of the roster from Budokai Tenkaichi 3 to get cut, and you'll see that here as we go through this, right? Like I said, we don't know what will end up being the full roster, and definitely some of these characters that were in Budokai Tenkaichi 3 that won't make Sparking Zero, I'm willing to bet they will be put as DLC at some point. Remember, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, back then in 2007, right, there was no such thing as DLC yet, so there were a couple years before, DLC started coming a couple years afterwards. So I expect there's going to be tons of characters. Look, Xenoverse 2 has been out for almost a decade, and they're still doing DLC. So I expect Sparking Zero, they have probably plans for the next couple years to put tons of different DLC content into the game. But enough of me talking, let's get into it. So we're going to start from the top here, right? I'm going to try to go left to right, try to keep it simple. The organization of this chart is weird. It is weird. But I can tell Gilbis did it based off the way that they did in the trailer. You could tell with all the Goku and Vegetas that got revealed, they were all spread out. So I think the way they might be doing the roster sheet is they're kind of splitting it up through the series, right? So DBZ characters for the most part on this side, right? DBS characters on this side, and then filling it out as we go. Like I said, I don't know what it's actually going to look like. I think we're going to spend most of this year slowly finding out the roster. But yeah, let's get into this. So starting up here at the top, I do think we'll see Kid Goku, right, from Dragon Ball. We know there's going to be characters from all the Dragon Ball series. Dragon Ball Z, Super, GT, and I think Daima, right? I do think Daima characters will be in this game. I just don't know. For the sake of this video, we won't put them in since we don't know yet who are the main characters of Daima outside of Goku and the Supreme Kai. I think, so for the sake of this video, we're going to assume that Daima characters will be DLC, right? There's a chance they'll be in the base game, but for now, let's just assume that they're going to be DLC characters. But I do think there'll be some Dragon Ball characters in here. But I don't think there'll be many in the base game. I think, the majority of this game is going to focus on DBZ characters, Dragon Ball Super characters, movie characters, and probably GT. That's what I think the base game is going to include for the most part. I know. So Kid Goku, I do think he'll be in the game. Great Ape Goku, I think he'll be in the game. We did get that confirmation of giant characters in there. So I do think there'll be a good amount of giant characters. So I do think if we get Kid Goku, we will get Great Ape Goku as well. Yamcha confirmed. The Cybermen. Like I said, we don't know what's the plan for the story mode. If it's going to be focus on Dragon Ball Super, or it'll be all everything, right? But definitely, I do expect the Cybermen to be in there. Tien, yes. Chatsu, yes. I do expect Chatsu to be there. The Ginyu Force, yes. That's to be an easy one. Bardock from DBZ, right? Yes. I do expect him to be there. You could make an argument. Maybe we'll see Bardock from Dragon Ball Super, from the Broly movie, right? We won't see Bardock from like the Granola arc from DBS. But maybe we'll see Bardock from the Super movie. Or maybe he'll come as DLC later on. But I do expect at least we'll get Bardock from DBZ here, right? Will he have his Super Saiyan form? That is a question. Will we see Bardock in Super Saiyan? Because I see here he has Grade 8 Bardock. So Grade 8 Bardock could be in the game. Or they just give it to Super Saiyan Bardock. I would love to have Super Saiyan Bardock in the game. So I do think Bardock from DBZ will be there. The question will be, will he have Grade 8 or will he have Super Saiyan? So I'll X this out for now. Because I think this could end up being like Bardock from Super Saiyan Bardock. Moving on, Master Roshi, yes. Master Roshi with his buff form, yes. The robots from Dragon Ball, I'm gonna X you out. I could see them being put as DLC later on. And one thing that I think, when it comes to DLC for Sparking Zero, I think like in a Xenoverse pack, you usually would get like what, about 3 characters, right? Sometimes 4. I think for Sparking Zero, since once the base game is out, I think since there's gonna be such a demand for so many characters, I could easily see these Sparking Zero like DLCs being pretty expensive, and them adding like 5, 6, 7, 8 characters at a time. Because there's gonna be some fan favorites that are gonna be cut from the base game of Sparking Zero, but I could see them being added on, as DLC, which could be really fun. I know this one's gonna be a tough one, but I don't think there'll be a lot of Dragon Ball characters in this game, so we're gonna cut out General for now. Mercenary Tao, yes, I do expect at least one version of him to be in the game, so we'll keep him. Frieza from DBZ, yes. Like I said, like we just discussed, it seems like there'll be a version of Frieza from Dragon Ball Super, and there'll be a version of Frieza from DBZ. So, this version of Frieza, so base, right? All of his forms. One thing that's not here is, I don't see 100% full power Frieza from DBZ, right? The buff Frieza that fought Goku on Dynamic. And I also don't see Mecha Frieza. I would expect at least bare minimum. I would expect 100% Frieza to be in the game. Will Mecha Frieza be in the base game? I would hope so. So that's one thing to note. There's no room for me to like put those guys in there, but just keep that of note. Of course, Deborah, Zarbon, yes, they should be there, right? Zarbon's transformed state, yes. Goku, yeah, Goku mid. King Vegeta, maybe. Yeah, he is in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And he has a grade 8 form, so I would assume we'll keep him for now, because I do expect movie characters to be in this game, so we'll keep him here. Chi-Chi should be in the game if you have Dragon Ball characters, right? So yes, Krillin, of course, Kid Gohan. One thing to note is like outfits don't count as a new character, right? I think there will be a lot of versions of Kid Gohan in here, right? His Namek outfit, his Saiyan Saga outfit, his outfit from the beginning of DBZ, when they faced Radish. So I expect there's to be a lot of different Gohans. Of course, his battle suit from the battle with Frieza. There should be a lot of different Gohan costumes in this game. So yeah. We're gonna X you out. I can see you being DLC. Demon King Piccolo, I will say yes. I will say yes. If you're gonna have Kid Goku in the base game, I would expect Demon King Piccolo to be there as well. Normal Piccolo. One interesting thing of note, right? If you look down here in the super section, right, the superhero section, you have potential unleashed Piccolo and orange Piccolo. If the superhero characters are in the game, and I expect that they will be, right? Gamma 1, Gamma 2 should be there. Potential Unleashed Piccolo should be there. Orange Piccolo as well. And since we know giant characters will be in the game, Cell Max. I would love to see Cell Max. He doesn't have Cell Max on here, but I would expect Cell Max to be in the game if you're gonna have superhero characters in there. I would also say you're gonna have, Piccolo from DBZ, right? He's right here, but you can easily have another version of Piccolo from Dragon Ball Super that has his two transformations, his potential unleashed form and the orange Piccolo form. So I would expect that to be in this game. So yeah, I'm saying right now, expect two versions of Piccolo, right? Maybe, like DBZ Piccolo can go giant. I don't know. Or maybe Orange Piccolo could be giant. But I do expect two versions of Piccolo, a DBZ one and a DBS one. Moving on, right? Android 17 from DBZ, yes. Android 18's confirmed. I don't know. I don't think there'll be like a DBS version of 18, even though there is a DBS version of 17. But, maybe I'm wrong. But, because 18's moveset is not that much different than DBS. And, DBS 17 does have a little, his moveset's a little bit different. So that makes sense why there would be two versions of 17. 18, I don't think there'll be two versions of her. There'll be one main version with like different costumes of her from Super. Moving right along, I do expect Oob to be in the game, right? Oob's in Xenoverse 2. More like a more adult version of, more like a teenage version of Oob. There's a teenage version of Oob in Xenoverse 2. So I definitely think there'll be at least one version, maybe two versions of Oob. At the bare minimum, one, right? End of Z Oob. And then like, a little bit older Oob from like the GT time. But I do expect Oob should be in the game. Baby Vegeta, yes, for sure. What will be interesting is how many versions of Baby Vegeta. I think at the bare minimum, you'll have the main version of Baby Vegeta that fought Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? And then I think he doesn't have it on this one, but they should also have Great Ape Baby Vegeta as well. So I think my prediction is if GT characters are in the base game, you should have two versions of Baby Vegeta. Normal Baby Vegeta and then like Great Ape Baby Vegeta. Moving on, we got some movie characters here. So Turles, yes, I expect Turles to be there if you got movie characters. Of course, Cooler with his two forms, yes, if you have movie characters. Broly, like I said earlier, this one could be weird because the way they had it on the character roster, they just had just Broly. They didn't revert to him as Super or anything like that. So I don't know if like Broly, if DBZ movie Broly will be like DLC or he is in the game. I don't know. But either way, if DBZ Broly is in the game, he should 100% have his three forms, right? His base form, his more rage form, and then of course with the blue hair, and then his legendary Super Saiyan form, right? Android 18, if he's in the game, or no, Android 13. I don't know why I said 18. Android 13, yes, with his two forms. Bojack, yes, with his form. But the thing is, Bojack has two forms. He has his normal form, and then he has his full power form when he turns green, right? So if Bojack's in the game, yes, there should be two versions of him. Raditz, right? I do expect, of course, Raditz is going to be there. That's an easy one, you know. But I don't think we'll see a grade 8 Raditz. He's not canon, so yeah, no, yeah, I would not expect a grade 8 Raditz. Same thing here with Nappa. Nappa will definitely be in this game for sure, but I don't expect him to have a grade 8 form. Of course, I know why he put that, because of course you have Vegeta, and then you have grade 8 Vegeta, because we know giant characters will be in the game, but I'm not expecting grade 8 Raditz or a grade 8 Nappa. Moving right along, we got Cell right here, right? One quick, I do think, yes, there'll be at minimum 3 versions of Cell. You know, you'll have, of course, his ugly form, his first form, right? His semi-perfect form when he absorbs 17, and then his perfect form, right? The question is, and of course, in prior games, he had his super perfect form. You know, when he returned after regenerating after Goku's sacrifice. Will that be in the game? Of course, that version of Cell is in Xenoverse, so that's a toss up right now. So at minimum you'll have 3 versions of Cell, right? Maybe 4. So that's a toss up. Cell Jr., yes, right. We have Cyberman, so I expect Cell Jr. Will we have like Frieza soldiers? I don't. Well, that's a toss up. But I expect Cell Jr. to be there. Android 16, yep. Moving right along, right? We got Trunks over here from DBZ. So like I said, when we talk about 165 character slots, this is when things can get like dicey, right? You have 24 versions of Goku and Vegeta confirmed. I could easily see there being like 6 or 7 different versions of Trunks. Because here you have, of course, Trunks from DBZ, or when we first meet him, and then you have him with the jacket, right? Going Super Saiyan. Then you could have Trunks from later in the Cell Saga with the longer hair after being the hyperbolic time chamber. And then you're going to have this base form. And then you can also have Super Trunks. We know that Super Vegeta is confirmed, right? He's over here. So if Super Vegeta is in the game, I expect Super Trunks to be in the game as well. So all right there is like 1, 2, 3, base, which would be 4. Super Trunks would be 5, right? So that would be 5 versions of Trunks right there. And then down here, you have DBS Trunks. So, of course, right, Trunks from the Goku Black arc with the blue hair. So yes, he's gonna be in the game. So his base form, then his Super Saiyan form. Remember, this version of Trunks also has Super Saiyan 2. So that could be another character right there. Or if, in case they don't want, in case they choose not to put Super Saiyan 2 in there, they could also have, what's it called? Super Saiyan Rage Trunks, right, from the Goku Black arc. So I would expect at least one of those two, if not both. So I expect, base form Super Trunks, Super Saiyan, and either Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan Rage. It's one or the other. My guess would be, if they don't have both Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan Rage, my guess would be it would be base, Super Saiyan, and Super Saiyan Rage, right? But the same way like Goku and Vegeta have like 3 transformations for their DBZ and DBS versions, I could easily see there being 3 transformations for Trunks from DBS. Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, and Super Saiyan Rage. So he doesn't have it here, but that would be interesting. So if you include all that together, 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course with the 5 version of Trunks I expect from DBZ, if they have all of Trunks' forms, that could be 8 or 9, versions of Trunks right there. So you talk about all the Goku and Vegetas that are going to be in this game. You can't forget about, Trunks and then all the versions of Gohan, right? Kid Gohan, Teen Gohan, Adult Gohan, So, yeah. So then, like I said, we have Teen Gohan here. He's going to be in the game for sure. Yeah. And that, version of Gohan, Teen Gohan base, Teen Gohan Super Saiyan, and Teen Gohan Super Saiyan 2. That's easy. Like, yeah, no question there. Moving right along, more GT characters. So Omega Shinron, yes, for sure. If GT characters are in the game, Super 17, of course, yes, right. And then we already did this row for the most part. So back over here in the more of the GT section, right? Like I said, we just talked about earlier how there could be like 40 variants of Goku and Vegeta. This is what I'm talking about. So if GT characters are in the game, you're gonna have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta for sure. You're gonna have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku for sure, right? And then you can't forget about their base forms. You know, their base forms are in Xenoverse, so why wouldn't it be in Sparking Zero? So he doesn't have it here, but GT base Vegeta has Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. So I would expect those two forms to be there, right? And then GT Goku base right here, Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 3. Remember, GT Goku also has Super Saiyan 2. So, you know, if you have Super Saiyan 2 Goku from DBZ, I would expect you would have Super Saiyan 2 Goku from GT. So right then, right there, how many variants? So counting Gogeta, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Super Saiyan 2 would make it 7, and then GT Vegeta, Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2. That's 3 more. So that would be 10 versions of GT Goku and Vegeta, just right there. So if they have all of the GT forms of Goku and Vegeta in the base game, that would bring it up to 34 Goku and Vegetas. And that's not even including Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego, right? And then Kid Goku. So that's why I'm saying if GT characters are in this game, expect closer to 40 different versions of Goku and Vegeta. Now, right now, we still have no idea if GT characters will be in the base game. Remember, GT characters were in, I believe they were DLZ in Xenoverse 1. Right, of course they weren't DLZ in Xenoverse 2, but you never know. You never know what they have planned. Moving right along. If you have movie characters in the game, right? Janemba and his 2 forms, yes, that should be an easy one. Pycon, yes, I expect him to be in the game if you have movie characters. Then you have Boo, right? So right here, I believe it's 5 different versions of Majin Buu. And, that should be easy, right? Fat Boo, Evil Boo in his base, right? Super Boo. Then Super Boo with, Gohan absorbed and Kid Buu. The only change, I think, or the only note is there might be a 6th version here where you have Super Boo with Gotenks absorbed before he absorbed Gohan. So, because that would be a completely different moveset. I mean, maybe he's in the game, we don't know, but I do expect at minimum you'll have at least 5 different versions of Majin Buu, right? Hercule, we know he's there, that's confirmed. Videl, yes, right? I think there'll be one version of Videl, and then she may have like a costume of her in her Great Saiyan woman costume. Pan from GT, we'll keep her, right? If GT characters are in the game, yes, we'll keep GT Pan there. Orale, she is in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I do think there'll be some gag characters in here. I think for the most part, the base roster is going to focus on the most popular characters from Dragon Ball Super or from the Dragon Ball franchise, and then the fan favorites. I think, really they want to, emphasize, the powerful characters, the characters you think of when you first think of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super and GT and etc. Right. So Orale, I do think there'll be some gag characters here and there. So Orale, if she's not in the base game, I think she'll definitely be added as DLC at some point. Of course, Goku, right, from Super and Vegeta from Super. I'll say this right now, Ultra Instinct and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution aren't in the game for sure. We know that for a fact. Like, nothing to talk about here. If you looked in the trailer, right, there is a point where it looks like, right, Vegeta is powering up, and it doesn't seem like he's doing a finishing move or anything. So, um, a lot of people took that as like a Super Saiyan Blue Evolution tease, right? And I do expect Super Saiyan Blue Evolution to be in this game. Same thing with Ultra Instinct, right? I think there'll be Ultra Instinct will be completely separate from Goku from Super. I think the way they're gonna keep like Goku from Super in his base, right? Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, and then Ultra Instinct will be completely separate. It'll just be separate. It would be cool, of course, if you could transform like from Super Saiyan Blue to Ultra Instinct to MUI. But my prediction is that will be a separate character. Right. I think the way they'll do it, they'll have like Ultra Instinct sign, and you'll be able to transform into Master Yu's Ultra Instinct with like the shirt off and everything like that. I honestly think we won't find out. They won't like reveal Ultra Instinct and Evolution Blue until close to the game's release date, whenever that is, because those are the forms we want to see. That's Goku and Vegeta at their strongest, right, in the anime, right? Don't expect Ultra Ego, like I said before. I don't expect Black Frieza or any of those characters, but yes, Ultra Instinct and Evolution will definitely be in the game. I think Super Saiyan Blue Evolution will be part of Vegeta from Super, right? Because it's directly tied to Super Saiyan Blue. But I think Ultra Instinct will probably be a separate character for Goku. Moving along, we got Kaba, right? Base Kaba and then Super Saiyan Kaba. That could be, I do expect Kaba will be in the game, but the question will be, will Kaba have Super Saiyan 2, right? Because, Kaba does have Super Saiyan 2. He does unlock Super Saiyan 2 during the Tournament of Power. But do they want to use a character slot on that? Like, do they want to do that? I don't know. But I think at the bare minimum, you'll have base Kaba and his Super Saiyan state at the minimum. One thing that's also interesting here is Gilbis, he does not have Khalifa and Kale. I just noticed that. He does not have Khalifa and Kale on there. He has Kefla, but he does not have Khalifa and Kale. I do expect Khalifa and Kale to be in the base game. If Caba's in the base game, Khalifa and Kale will be there, right? And remember, Khalifa and Kale can take up a good amount of character slots. Because remember, Khalifa, she has her base form. She also has Super Saiyan, and she has Super Saiyan 2. Kale has her base form. She has Super Saiyan, and she also has her Super Saiyan Berserk. So, right then, that could be 6 character slots just for Khalifa and Kale. And then if you have Kefla, right, and her Super Saiyan state, that's about 8 characters. So I expect Khalifa and Kale to be in the game, and between the two of them, if they have all their forms, that could be 8 characters right there. Gilbert just doesn't have it on here. Moving right along, we've already went through this row of characters. Hit, yes, I expect Hit to be there, right, for sure. Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, if the superhero characters are there, which I expect, yes. Of course, Vegeta's, we've already seen that from the trailer. Vegeto. So what's interesting here, it's going to be interesting what they do with Vegeto, right? Because if movie characters are in the game, you're going to have Gogeta from DBZ, and then you're going to have the separate Gogeta from the Broly movie, right? So with Vegeto, of course, you're going to have his DBZ model that has his base form and Super Saiyan, right? And then, of course, you have Vegeta from Dragon Ball Super against Zamasu, where he can go Super Saiyan Blue. The save character slots, right? Or maybe they add this in DLC. What I could definitely see them doing is just keeping it to one version of Vegeta, right? One version of Vegeta from the entire series, right? Because Vegeta doesn't use Super Saiyan in Super. He just goes Super Saiyan Blue. So I think what they could do is keeping it to base Vegeta, Super Saiyan, right? Which is right here. And then Super Saiyan Blue. So I can see them going away and not having like the super tagline and just keeping it as Vegito. And that version of Vegito can go Super Saiyan and also go Super Saiyan Blue. That's what I could definitely see happening. Maybe I'm wrong, but, we'll see. Moving right along, we got adult Gohan, right? Base, Super Saiyan 2, and here is his ultimate form. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of Gohans. We talk about there being a lot of Goku and Vegetas. I expect a lot of different Trunks. I expect a lot of different versions of Gohan, right? Gohan has not been revealed at all yet for this game. There's been nothing. Same thing with Dragon Ball Daima. They haven't revealed anything about Gohan yet. But Kid Gohan, we know he'll be there. Teen Gohan as well, but adult Gohan, what they could do here, I don't know if they'll do this, because think about it, the Gohan from DBZ and the Gohan from Dragon Ball Super are two different people, right? So if you're gonna have a version of Goku and Vegeta from DBZ and then Goku and Vegeta from Dragon Ball Super, right? What I think they're gonna do, or what they should do, maybe they add this in DLC, and I think a lot of this depends on if Superhero is in the base game. I think you'll have Gohan from DBZ, right? That uses Super Saiyan 2 Ultimate. And then I think there will be a separate version of Gohan from Dragon Ball Super that will have his base form with the glasses and like his fluffy hair. And then that version of Gohan will be able to use Super Saiyan, Ultimate, and then Beast, right? There won't be a Super Saiyan 2, version of Gohan for his Dragon Ball Super variant. So that's what I think. I think there's going to be a lot of versions of Gohan from this game. A lot of versions of Gohan. Maybe I'm wrong, but if they have it in Xenoverse, I expect it for this game. So altogether, I could see, here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then if you include Super, that I could think 1, 2, 3, 4. That's another 4 versions of Gohan. So I think you could have 8 versions of adult Gohan, and that's not even counting Kid Gohan. That would be 9, and then Teen Gohan, that would be 12. So I think if they include like a Dragon Ball Super version of Gohan, right there, that could be 12 versions of Gohan in this game. So that could be 12 character slots. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's the route that they should go with. Moving right along, Beerus and Whis, yes, right. I think Beerus for sure. Whis is in Xenoverse too. So you can also add the question: will Champa be in the game? Will Vaduz be in the game? I could see those two being DLC. I could definitely see those two characters being DLC. But yes, Beerus for sure, and probably Whis. So I won't for now, right? Frost, right? I expect there to be 2 versions of Frost at least. His normal state and then his final form, right? You can make an argument. Maybe we'll see the dinosaur, his third form, but it's I don't think it's necessary. But maybe. But I think at least 2 versions of Frost. Moving right along, right? Golden Frieza's right here. Like we discussed earlier, there could be a lot of different versions of Frieza. There, Frieza from DBZ and Frieza from DBS. That could be another, like I said, 6, 7, 8 character slots right there just dedicated to Frieza. But yes, Golden Frieza will definitely for sure be in the game. But do not expect Black Frieza. Goku Black, yes, I expect him to be in the game. And here we have, of course, Zamasu and then Merge Zamasu. The only thing, maybe you'll get Goku Black that can go Super Saiyan like he does in the manga, right? But at the bare minimum, you're gonna get base Goku Black and Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. We already talked about Kefla. We're almost done. Like I said, this takes a lot of time. There's a lot to discuss here, but this is really fun. Moving right along here, right? Broly, of course. The question will be, they've revealed 2 versions of Broly so far, but at the bare minimum 3. I don't know if I hope we get base form Broly, right? I hope like this, Broly from Dragon Ball Super is 4 characters, right? His base form, his Akari form, which is confirmed, his Super Saiyan form, which is confirmed, and then of course his full power Super Saiyan with the green hair, the legendary form. So I think at the minimum, right, full power Super Saiyan Broly will be there for sure. So you're getting at the bare minimum 3 versions of Broly from DBS, but I do hope his base form is in the game as well. Right here we have Gogeta. He's all the way over here. He's not over here, because I guess this represents Gogeta from Dragon Ball Super. Like I said earlier, I think if you have movie characters, I would expect 4 versions of Gogeta, right? So I would say 3 versions of Vegeta, 4 versions of actually 5 versions of Gogeta, because you got to count Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? But also what I should note, right? Will Dragon Ball Heroes characters be in the game? I don't think so. At least not in the base game. I could definitely see, maybe some hero characters being added later on in DLC, like maybe in like a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta or something like that. But I don't expect Dragon Ball Hero characters in the base game. But yeah, Gogeta from Super for sure will be in the game. I expect, him to have base Gogeta, Super Saiyan Gogeta, and of course Super Saiyan Blue. And then separately, I would expect if movie characters are there, I would expect a version of Gogeta from DBZ, right? That fought Janemba. So that would, you wouldn't need a base Gogeta for that. You can just have him in the Super Saiyan state and call it a day. So, like I said, altogether, if you have, DBZ and DBS Gogeta in the base game with GT Gogeta, right there, that's, I would expect 5 versions of Gogeta in the base game. And then at the minimum, at least 3 versions of Vegeta. Yeah, at least 3 versions of Vegeta, maybe 4. Moving on, we're almost done. We have the Supreme Kai. I would say yes for now. I expect him to be there. Then you have the Supreme Kai and Kibito fused. I'm gonna put an X for now. And it's crazy. Look at all the X's. Well, like there's not many. There's not many. Like I said, there's some characters missing. So, this is a little misleading because like there's no way for me to add the characters that he's missing. That I think that could be in the base game, but still. We'll put an X. Yeah, so here, Gotenks, right? I know some people would love to have like a teen or adult Gotenks. I don't see that, at least not in the base game, but at least you'll have, I do expect base Gotenks with Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 3. That's an easy one. And then, Goten and Trunks, right? Goten with his base form and Super Saiyan. Same thing with, base Kid Trunks and then his Super Saiyan state. That's an easy one. Then, moving along, right? We're almost done. Topo, yes, I do expect him there. We know Jiren's in the game. He's already been confirmed. I think you'll get 2 versions of Jiren. You'll have normal Jiren and then full power Jiren, which will be like a transformed Jiren, which I think that would be really cool. Topo, yes, base Topo, and then God of Destruction Topo. So yes, Dispo, I do expect Dispo to be there, but I think like his super speed mode, I think that would be more of a power up and not a transformation. So I'm gonna X, this version of Dispo. But I do expect, Dispo with the super speed as a power up and not a transformation to be there. Moving right along, Ribriad, yes. If you're gonna have Bergamo here, right? If you're gonna have Bergamo here, I would expect Ribriad to be there as well. Especially since Ribriad did more in the tournament of power than Bergamo, right? The reason why Bergamo was revealed so early was to give you the sense like, hey, you're gonna have characters from Dragon Ball Super that you didn't even expect to be in the game, right? They could easily have saved Bergamo for like DLC, but this is like, this is how vast this character roster is gonna be. So I do expect Ribian to be there, right? Um, let me just erase that real quick. And I think if you're gonna have Bergamo in there, you'll probably have the other two members of the Trio of Danger in there as well. I forget their names, but I would say 3 slots given to the Trio of Danger from Universe 9. Right along, we're almost done. I don't expect Bobby D. I don't know why. That's a weird one to me. I don't know why you would have Bobby D. Bobby D never fights in the series, you know. Like that, it would be cool, yes, for sure. But I'm not expecting, Bobby in the base game. Deborah, yes, I do expect Deborah to be there. And then last but not least, he has Jacko in there. Is Jacko in Xenoverse? I don't think Jacko's in Xenoverse. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm forgetting, but I'm gonna X Jacko out for now. So so like for the most part, like I said, Gilbis did a great job here for the most part, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I only exited out, like 10 characters that I don't think will make the base game. Of course, this is just my opinion, and it'll be fun. Like once the full roster is revealed, it'll be fun to like go back and see like how much we got right. But actually 11. I just noticed he has grade 8 Turles, which no, I do not expect grade 8 Turles to be in this game, unfortunately. So let me full screen it. So let me know what you guys think of this, right? Like I said, he's missing characters, that I do think will be like he's missing, like, he doesn't have full powers, Super Saiyan Broly, he doesn't have like Khalifa and Kale on here. He's missing like GT Vegeta, so like I said, this is really tough to do. It's very, very tough to do. Of course, nobody's going to get it perfect because none of us know what the actual, 165 full roster is going to be. But this is fun. This is a lot of fun. And I'm glad we got to take some time just to relax and, do this. So let me know in the comment section, what characters do you think are missing from here? Do you think maybe, characters from Dragon Ball Heroes or Daimai or from other Dragon Ball series are going to be there that I didn't mention? Give me your thoughts. Definitely, like I said, when it comes to having 165 characters, there's going to be characters from Budokai Tenkaichi 3 that are probably not going to make the base game. I think that's for sure going to happen. Plus, we don't know how, if movie characters from Z and Super will be there, right? GT characters, things of that nature. So there's a lot. Plus, you got to remember, we talk about, one more time, we talk about all of the different Goku and Vegetas that are going to be in this game, right? But after doing this, I think, there's going to be like 10 different Gohans, right? And then you could have like 8 or 9 different versions of Trunks when it's all said and done. So, there's going to be a lot of different variants of different characters. Like Frieza too. Like, there could be 7 or 8 different Friezas. So as the roster, gets revealed more and more in the coming weeks and months, right? It's going to be really, really fun to see how this unfolds. And then what's cool is as the characters are revealed, we'll be able to kind of, almost predict like what characters have not been revealed yet. Because, based off like the grid, like say, in the next, whenever we get the next trailer, they reveal like some Dragon Ball Super characters and they put them like all here. It will make it kind of easier to predict, they revealed like Jiren and Topo in this section, right? And, you had like Kefla and Kale over here and Khalifa. So, but they didn't reveal Kaba, right? So, as the grid slowly unfolds, it'll be easier to kind of predict and see what characters are missing and what characters are have yet to be revealed, and it'll be easier to make predictions of the actual roster. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. We just gotta sit back and be patient. We're right now at the time we're recording this. We don't know yet. When the next trailer for Sparking Zero is gonna come out. But we just gotta be patient. It's gonna be worth it. Once we get our hands on the game, God willing, here in the next year or so. So other than that, that's about all I got for you guys today. I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys enjoyed this, leave a like, subscribe. You guys are new to the channel by hitting the bell next to my name, Fitz TV, so you guys are notified every time I post a new video. Follow me down on social media. The links are in the description down below. I will see you guys later. Stay safe and healthy, y'all. Peace.